Hello and welcome aboard. Welcome to Lighten Up Cooking, where I take a traditional dish, lighten it up by decreasing sugar or carbohydrates or salt or fat without sacrificing taste. Today I'm going to make a low carb, no sugar added coconut cake. Now, I'm not a huge fan of coconut, especially cakes. I didn't used to be, but I have learned to embrace coconut now, and especially cakes. And so to make a low carb, no sugar added cake is really going to be a special treat. So I'm going to start by using my alternative flour blend, and that is a mixture of almond flour, coconut flour, and an optional ingredient called xanthan gum. Now the exact measurements for this blend are going to be listed under the title of this video. So now let me give you the recipe. I'm going to start with the dry ingredients. You're going to need 3 cups of my flour blend. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I do use the aluminum free baking powder. And you're going to need a half a teaspoon of salt, and I use the Himalayan pink salt. So that's what I have in this bowl. Now for my wet ingredients, we need, let me go back to the dry ingredients. You're going to need 3/4 to 1 cup of sweetener. I'm going to use 1 cup. And I'm also going to be trying a new sweetener today made by Blender, and it's Splenda, not Blender, Splenda, and it's called Magic Baker. Now this will be my first time using this sweetener, so we'll see if it's going to work for me. It is a mixture of erythritol, allulose, and stevia leaf extract. So because I have not used it before, I'm going to go with 1 cup because it may not be sweet enough for me. We'll see. Now to the wet ingredients. You're going to need half a cup of unsalted butter softened, and you're going to need a half a cup of coconut oil softened. And this is the coconut oil that I'm using today. You need a half a cup. Organic, unrefined coconut oil. Just for a side bar, if you have not tried coconut oil before, you might want to give it a try. It's real good for sauteing vegetables. And if you like to pop your own popcorn at home, it makes some great oil for popping popcorn. I love it for that. Just a side note. And we have 3 eggs that I have separated. I lightly whisked my yolks, and I whipped my whites until soft peaks formed. And I'm going to fold this in at the end of my batter, and that's just to lighten up the texture of the cake a little bit. Now you're also going to need 2 teaspoons of coconut extract, and I have that here. And I have also added a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, but that's up to you if you want to use both. But this is the coconut extract that I use. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to blend my butter and oil along with my sweetener. And I'm going to save the egg for last, because before I add the eggs, I want to taste my batter just to see if it's sweet enough. So it doesn't matter what order you blend your ingredients in when you're making cakes with these alternative blends. But I do like to cream my butter and sugar together like you would normally do with the cake. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add my dry ingredients. After that, and then I'll do my taste test, and then I will add in my eggs. This is what my batter looks like after I've blended everything. This is the consistency that you want. My batter is a little thicker than it would be with a regular wheat flour. These alternative blends, the batter is a little thicker, but that's the consistency that you want. Also, I added a cup of Greek yogurt, so add that to your list of wet ingredients. 1 cup of Greek yogurt or sour cream, and I always use Greek yogurt. Okay, now I'm going to use I have silicone pans, but you can use whatever cake pans you have. Just make sure that you line the bottom with parchment paper and then spray it with some cooking spray. Now you're going to preheat your oven to 350. And we're going to get our batter into the pans. I'm going to try to get it divided up evenly. Okay. Now you're going to smooth your batter around as much as you can. To get it in there as much as possible. And these alternative flour blends are not going to rise as much as your wheat flour would. That's just the nature of the blend. Okay. Okay, I think that's good enough. So we're going to put these in the oven. You're going to bake it on 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. But you really want to watch it very closely, because these alternative flour blends cook a little faster and they will burn much more so than your wheat flour. So I would start checking it at around 15 minutes. When you start to get that aroma coming from the oven, that's probably a good time to take them out, because while they're cooling, they will finish cooking that way. So I'm going to get mine in the oven, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to make the frosting for the cake. For the icing, we're using 2 ounces of cream cheese, 2 8-ounces, I'm sorry. 2 8-ounces of cream cheese, and that's the Neuchatel that I'm using, 1/3 less fat. You're going to need 1.5 cups of sweetener, 1 cup of unsalted butter, softened, 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 1.5 cups of shredded coconut, and I'm using the unsweetened coconut flakes. This is Great Value, Walmart brand, organic, unsweetened coconut flakes. And you're going to need 2 teaspoons of coconut extract, a pinch of salt, and 1/3 cup of coconut I'm using organic coconut cream. This is the Trader Joe's brand. You can use whatever brand you like, but use coconut cream, 1/3 of a cup. You blend all that together, and this is what it looks like. Now this is a lot of frosting. If you want to use less, you could just half in the recipe, but I like a lot of frosting, so it may be too much, but we'll see. So I have my layers here. They cooked for 18 minutes at 350-degree oven, and I cooked them on the top rack. And so this is what they look like. All right, so we're going to start by frosting the first layer. I think we need a little bit more. For the frosting, I only put 1 cup of the coconut in the frosting. The half a cup, you save that to sprinkle on top of the cake. Okay. That might be too much. We'll see. And then we're going to take our second layer. I probably should have halved this recipe and just did not quite this much frosting. This is a lot, but that's okay. I'll just save it for another cake. Down the sides. Also, I think the frosting could have probably needed to be refrigerated a little longer. It's a little soft. You get the idea. All right. So now you're going to take the 1 cup of coconut that didn't go into the frosting and just sprinkle that on top. Suppose you can, if you can get it down the sides, you could put a little bit on the sides. Okay. You get the idea. Okay. I may let it the frosting get a little, refrigerate a little bit and then go over it again. I may do that, but I'm still gonna go ahead and do a sample. Okay. I like the way it looks. This is what we got. All right, let's do a taste test. This is so good, y'all. It's got real good coconut flavor with the coconut extract, the coconut milk, the coconut oil. Real good coconut flavor. If you like coconut, it's moist. It's really good. I love it. The texture is perfect. To be low carb, no sugar added, no complaints over here. So make you one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following my videos, for subscribing. Thank you for liking and sharing. And thank you for your comments. And until next time, share a smile with someone. It will light up their spirit and yours too. Bye now.